Hey everybody, this is Randy Brown for Cameraman 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. Look, I'm going to be straight with you, okay? I'm not even going to dance around the issue. I hated Halloween 2018, and I am about to rip Halloween 2018 a gigantic new a-hole, okay? So, if you like Halloween and you don't want to be spoiled with any spoilers, click off now, go away, because you are not going to like this review. Because I absolutely hated with a passion Halloween 2018. I thought it was a very boring and uninspired film, and during the entire third act, I was like, oh my god, this is so boring. She's going around the house with the rifle, and eventually, and in my mind, I was like, eventually, Michael's going to pop out and surprise her, and there's going to be a scuffle, and then one of them's going to get the upper hand on the other one, and one of them's going to kill the other one, and I'm like, this is so predictable, and it's so boring. And it wasn't even boring in a good way where I was like, oh, you know what, I'll watch this and I can go to sleep. I was like watching the third act. I was like, oh my god, I know exactly what's going to happen. When is this going to end? And number one, the thing that I don't like about Halloween, it can be summed up in the title of the movie. Alright, number one, this is the third movie to be called Halloween. Alright? There was Halloween the original, there was Halloween the Rob Zombie version, and now there's Halloween 2018. And one of my friends told me, it's called Halloween 2018. I'm like, no, it's not. Read the box. It doesn't say 2018 anywhere in the title. This movie is called Halloween. They straight up did not have any creativity enough to come up with a new title for the frickin' movie. And it's boring and uninspired. And a lot of the plot points in the movies are just retread plot points of the other movies. Like there's a Halloween party, boyfriend and girlfriend are breaking up, there's three kids walking down the street talking about the murders. There's a girl sitting in class, sees somebody outside that she knows, I mean, the entire movie was just a really super boring retread. Now, I was never a fan of Halloween, and the problem that I have with Halloween is the same problem that I have with Jason, alright? Which is, bullets don't work until they do, alright? Because this seems to be like a staple of the Jason and Halloween movies, is because, like, Michael Myers in the film, just in the film Halloween 2018, just in this film, Michael Myers obviously has the superhuman strength to bust through a gate on a bus to get to the driver and kill him, alright? He gets hit by a car. He gets shot several times in the neck. Laurie Strode shoots his fingers off, and he gets stabbed by Laurie Strode. And at the end of the movie, he's still standing silently, just looking at Laurie Strode as he burns up. Okay, this is totally unrealistic. And I know when I say that, people are going to be like, well, it doesn't have to be realistic, Randy, it's a movie. No, that's bullshit. There are tons of movies where the villains are human, where their motivations make sense, where they are not superhuman, but they are still a viable threat. Like Michael Myers, he really is the villain equivalent to Superman. Because the problem with Superman is the same thing that's the problem with Jason and Michael Myers. They're too overpowered, And there's so many plot elements to Michael Myers that just makes him a blah, boring villain. Number one, he's super powered. with no explanation. You know, like, he busts through doors, he throws, like, 300-pound people around like they're rag dolls. He is unstoppable. He takes a shot to the neck. Some of his fingers get shot off. And he's quiet, and he's also a ninja. Like, even though he shot, stabbed, bleeding, fell off a building, got hit by a car, even then, he doesn't say a word. He doesn't have a whimper. He doesn't scream. He doesn't give any signal of pain. Like, he's an unstoppable killing machine. And, like, being a psychopath does not give you superhuman abilities. Alright? Like, you don't read about superhuman psychos going around killing people. And again, you can say, well, Randy, it's just a movie. No, there are tons of movies where the killers are human, that are not superhuman, that pose a viable threat. A perfect example is Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill in the movie Silence of the Lambs. Alright? Hannibal Lecter is a human being. He's not superhuman. He can't get shot a bunch of times and then come back and do stuff. Like Hannibal Lecter, the thing that makes Hannibal Lecter scary is that he's smart. He knows how to manipulate people. And he is human. Like, if you shot Hannibal Lecter in the face, he would die. Same thing with Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill is a psychopath. Buffalo Bill is smart. But he's not superhuman. Like, when Clarice Starling shoots him, when Clarice Starling shoots him in the face, he does not come back for a jump scare. And, like, when Buffalo Bill gets shot, it's painful and it hurts him, you know? So, don't tell me, well, it's just a movie, Randy. No, that's not a viable excuse. I will not accept that. I will not give you that pass. That's not an excuse. And while we're on the topic of smart killers, like, to do what Michael does and not get caught and not have police swarming your ass, you would have to be a ninja. Like, you would have to be silent in the night. And, okay, if you're superhuman and you're a psychopath and nothing can stop you and you can get your fingers blown off, you are not going to be a ninja. You're not going to be, like, sneaking around. And that was one of the things that I noticed with my friend Dice. My friend Dice used to work in the law enforcement industry, and he and I asked him if he wanted to watch Beverly Hills Cop 3 with me, and he said, yeah. And he told me how unrealistic Beverly Hills Cop 3 is, because you look at the ending of Beverly Hills Cop 3. 3 of the cops get shot, but they act like they broke a nail, you know? Like, one of them gets shot in the chest, another gets shot in the leg, I think Axel Foley gets shot in the arm. Like, and Dice told me straight up, he said, Randy, 2 things. Number 1, if you get shot, there's only 2 things that are going to happen. Either you're going to be dead, or you're going to be screaming bloody murder, alright? Even if you get shot in, like, a place that's, like, not supposed to hurt, like, even if you get shot in the foot, or the hand, or the arm, you know, people aren't just going to be sitting there, saying, hey man, why the hell am I shot? This is crazy, right? Wow, I just got shot. No. Like I said, in reality, if you get shot, you're either going to be dead or screaming bloody murder. And, okay, I will accept that he has superhuman powers. I will accept that he escaped the cops somehow, even though he's walking. And I will accept that he gets, like, you know, stabbed and shot, and, you know, and he's a tough guy and he can do all that. But I will not sit there and say this guy is just staying silent throughout the entire thing. Alright? Now, they say early in the movie They say early in the movie that Michael can talk, he just chooses not to. They say that very specifically in the very beginning of the movie. So he's not mute, alright? Like, he has vocal cords. Like, he can speak. It's not like he has no vocal cords and he can't scream and he can't whimper and he can't cry. Like, they establish it as a fact. Michael can speak, he just chooses not to. Okay, and here's a second thing about that specific plot point. How do they know Michael can speak if he's never spoke? You know? Like, how do they know that? Like, I mean, like, of course Michael had to speak at one point for them to know that. So, how do they know he can speak if he's never spoken in all these years? And the podcasters at the beginning are like, hey, we got your mask, speak, speak, speak. Doesn't speak, doesn't say anything. And again, if you get shot, if you get stabbed, you are not going to be like a ninja silent in the night. You're going to be screaming, you're going to be crying, you're going to be whimpering, you know. And it just doesn't make any sense. And like I said, you can't just say it's a movie. That is not a viable excuse. You know, and they never give a reason why he's so super powered. You know? Like, if I was doing the movie, I would say, like, he prayed to Satan, and Satan gave him his powers, or maybe they, you know, put some drugs in his system in the hospital, and the drugs made him insensitive to pain. But the third act really pissed me off, because, and this is why I don't watch sports, okay? The reason I don't watch sports is because the outcome is too predictable. In basketball games, in football games, in boxing matches, in tennis matches, in all those sports, only three things are going to happen. Only three things. One side's going to win, or the other side's going to win, or it's going to be a draw. That's why, to me, sports are a snooze. I don't give a damn about sports. Never had. They never interest me. It's like one side's going to win, or the other side's going to win, or it's a draw. That's all that can happen. And, you know, the third act of this movie was so painful because I'm like, okay, Laurie Strode's going to kill him, or he's going to win. Those are the only two options. So for the entire third act, I was just sitting there and I was like checking my watch, and I'm like, yeah, wrap it up, get on with it, you know. And going into this movie, I watched it in 2021. Going into this movie, I knew because I've seen from the trailers there's going to be a Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Alright? So not only was there no suspense for the third act of this movie, I was like, even if she does kill him, he's coming back. And here's another thing. Even if she kills him in Halloween Kills, he's going to be back. Okay? So, like, you already know the ending of the next sequel right there. Like, if there's going to be a third movie, he's coming back. He's not going to die. So why am I even watching this movie? Why am I even wasting my time? You know? And like I said, that third act was so painful. It was a slog. I was like, okay, come on, hurry up. You know, she's walking around the house. Obviously, he's going to jump out. Okay, jumped out at her. Okay, you know, she's dead. All right, so he won. Oh, no, she's back. Okay, she won, and then movie ends. I was like, so boring. So boring. And like I said, again, a lot of this movie is just retread of the other movies. You know, like three people walking around the street talking about the murders, the girl looking out and seeing somebody's watching her from outside. I was just like, there's nothing new here. There's nothing new. And the only thing that's kind of new is that Laurie Strode is like, prepared and become a badass, but that's nothing new. Like, Laurie Strode in this movie is Sarah Connor from T2 and Terminator Dark Fate. Like, Laurie Strode is Sarah Connor. Like, the character of Laurie Strode isn't even a character in this movie. Her name is Sarah Connor. Like, she has the exact same arc. She has the exact same origin. Something happened to her a long time ago, traumatized her, and now she's become a super badass. It's like, and here's the thing. If T2 didn't exist and Terminator Dark Fate didn't exist, this would be something new. This would be something original, but it's not original. It's just like, okay, Laurie Strode is Sarah Connor now. But we've gotten Sarah Connor 30 years ago, okay? This is not a new plot point. This is not something cool and inventive. This is just a retread of T2. And then also, I know that they've covered this in other films. They've covered this in the Halloween sequel, Halloween 2. They've covered it in later films like Halloween H2O and all that, and Season of the Witch and all that. But in Halloween 2, they say that Laurie Strode is Michael's sister. All right? So, in that respect, Michael Myers has some sort of connection to Laurie Strode, Like, he doesn't like his family, and he wants to kill off all his family, and Laurie Strode is the last person surviving. But throughout this entire movie, throughout the entire thing, they never gave a reason why Michael wants to kill Laurie Strode. Like, I watched the entire movie, and I'm like, why? Why does he want to kill Laurie Strode? What's so special about her? Like, he killed her family, and now he feels like he has to kill her too? There's no point to it. It's just mindless. And if he really is a psychopath, then he really has no motivations. He has no rhyme or reason. There's no reason he should be going after Laurie Strode. He should just be killing people randomly as he goes along, his journey. But no, he seeks her out. So for some reason, which is never divulged in the movie, he thinks she's special for some reason. And we never know why. It's just random. It's just like, well, he killed the rest of her family. Now he wants to kill her too. It's like, why? Why? There's no reason to it. And again, I'm not going to give it a pass because, it's just a movie. Buffalo Bill had a rhyme and reason to why he killed people. Alright? Buffalo Bill's reason is because he was killing people so he could make a skin suit so he could be a woman to be with his boyfriend. Because he wanted to be a woman, they wouldn't give him the sex change. So instead of getting the sex change, he makes a woman's suit. And that was the whole reason why he was killing people. With Michael, it's just like, he's just a killer. He just likes killing. No. So there's no particular motivation. No, he just likes killing. He's a psycho. And being a diagnosed schizophrenic, I really hate it when movies and horror movies say, well, he's a killer because he's a psychopath. Alright? Number one, the odds of you being killed by a schizophrenic or something is like 100 to 1. Because only 101 people in the world are schizophrenic. Like, for every 100 people, there's one that's schizophrenic, and most schizophrenics are docile. So it's even a greater number, But I really hate it when movies go like, well, he's a killer because he's a psychopath. He's a killer, yeah, he's a psycho, he just likes to kill people, there's no rhyme or reason. That's BS. That is what we in the business called lazy writing. That is what's called lazy writing. Like, oh, he's a killer because he's a psycho. And we never... And again, this is covered in the earlier movies, but all those earlier movies don't count because Halloween is picking up where Halloween 1 left off. This Halloween is picking up where the very first Halloween left off. So all those other movies are invalid. So all the arguments of, oh, well, Laurie Strode is his sister, or all those arguments are invalid. Because this Halloween ignores all the other films that came before it except for Halloween 1. And again, it's just a boring retread, and like even the doctor who is like, really wants to understand Michael and understand why he does, that's just a retread of the character Loomis, Dr. Loomis. There is nothing new here. It is a dumb movie. It's a boring movie. It's a pointless retread, and even the title of the movie, and also even the poster of the movie, is unoriginal. Like, the poster of Halloween 2018, there are other Halloween movies that have the exact same poster, just like a little bit more grime on the mask and a little bit more dirt on the mask. Other than that, the title and the poster are a carbon copy of other Halloween movies. So I give Halloween 2018 0 stars. I hated it. It was a pointless movie. There's nothing new. There's so many things in there that are just nonsensical and just dumb and uninspired and unmotivated and no rhyme or reason to it. That's the biggest thing. There's no rhyme or reason to this movie. I don't even know why they made this movie. There is nothing new in it. Except for the Sarah Connor angle, and the Sarah Connor angle is nothing new either. They did it in T2. They did it in Terminator Dark Fate. And granted, Terminator Dark Fate was after 2018 Halloween. But it's unoriginal, uninspired. I hated it. And the third act not only was boring, but it was painful to watch. I was like, please, God, let this end. And also, please, God, let something interesting happen. Let something more interesting than, oh, he's going to kill her or she's going to kill him. I was like, please, God, let something more complex and interesting than that happen. Let that happen. And prayers were not answered. It was a boring movie. It was a dumb movie. And I hate it. I'm sorry if you liked Halloween, but those are my 2 cents. My name's Randy Brown for Cameo Man 2021 and the Mayor of Magic, and I will see you later, alligator. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Bye.